Hi all, so I'm Ikram Shah. So I started working in G Aviation as a software engineering specialist, and my hobbies are like graphic designing, reading books, and sometimes I play chess also. And hackathons is something which I love to do. And the product which I'm going to show now, so it was built out of an hackathon, and around 80% of what you are seeing was built in 20 hours. So I myself worked on the front end, and one of my friends, Soumya Nagarajan, so she worked on the back end part of it. And if you want to connect or know about me, you can visit the link. Like that's my profile. And yeah, so the hackathon was organized by the TechGig, and it was part of CodeGladiators' event, and it was under the locations theme. So we were supposed to use the Here Maps API and build solutions out of it. So that was the requirement given, and the idea which we took was to ease the communication between the truck drivers and the truck owners. As of now, most of the stuffs are happening through calls, so there is no much tracking. So this is one thing. And second is being an unorganized market, the owners are not familiarized using ERPs or any solutions. So a simple software, cloud-based software which could help them. So these are the two things which we try to tap. So coming to the technical part, majorly there are two parts of the application. So one is for the truck driver and one is for the truck owner. So that is Inigo and Inigo admin, and I'll try to cover what are the features over there. So Inigo admin is consists of the dashboard and trips, staffs, transporters, trip calculator, and analysis scheduler, everything. So I'll go to the application directly. So as I started the project as a PWA, so this is as of now running in the Microsoft Edge Dev. It looks like a web application itself. You can see like in Mac, just an application kind. It will run. And even in the mobile, like you could have seen in some applications, like add to home screen would come, right? So as we built as a PWA, we got all these advantages. So this first one is like a dashboard screen. This is like just to make the truck owner. So this application is for truck owner, Inigo admin this is. And this is for them to see on a single screen what all their fleets and where is their fleet. So this is a simple stuff. We just use the here maps, locations we just embed, and we just supplied it to the here maps API. And next is managing the trips. So we use cards for this, and the library which was used for view material design. So viewmaterial.io is the link, I guess. So that is the UI framework I used. And so this has a feature such like you can delete a trip, and you can add a trip. So while adding a trip, you can search for a staff. So before adding a trip, a staff and a related contractor has to be added, transporter has to be added, so that then it can be supplied to a trip. So let me assume like Ikram transporter as the transporter, and the staff may be like Abhilash someone, and I try to go and add the trip. So Abhilash and transporter as Ikram, and pickup location. So this is connected with the Here Maps location API. So whenever I type, it sends a request to backend and gets the suggestions based out of it. So pickup point I give it Chennai, and drop point maybe somewhere Delhi or something. Payment status I just give it as a pending, and remarks as nil I just give. So when I save this, I would be able to see the trip. So Chennai to Delhi pending and nil. So this is for the trips, whatever. Let's assume like that particular owner has some X number of trucks. So whenever he wants to assign a trip to that particular truck, he can select which driver he wants to assign and to which transport it is aligned. So that's the overall idea. And related staffs, a person can go and add stuff. So the table, what you can see, I use the view table too, and some features which out of box comes, like once we have the JSON in the proper format which the view table suggests, it can be automatically embedded. Like just by giving the endpoint link for the JSON, we can directly give the fields which are related, and for delete, like we can send a request to the backend of that particular, like from which row indexing. So these things can be built out of box from the view table too, and that's how this is done. And add stuff also works in the same way like how add trips works, and similar for the transporter also. And next comes the trip calculator part. So if the truck owner wants to calculate like how much it would take for him to send a truck from place A to place B, of the toll cost and driver, how much it could cost, everything, so that it can be found from here. So if I am trying to give Chennai to Mumbai, and driver cost is like this, this needs to be calculated per hour and has to be given as an input. So if I am typing 75 and vehicle cost is somewhere around 100 or something, if I try to calculate, it pings the here maps API, and I try to connect the here maps, that particular map which shows the route, which is the cheapest route and which is the fastest route, and what is the cost involved in that particular trip, including the toll and the driver. So you could see, like from Chennai to Mumbai, this is the fastest route available, and yeah, so this is the duration it would take for the truck. I have like, instead of choosing which kind of truck, here maps also has that feature of you can choose which kind of truck it is, whether it is open body or how long it is, so that it can calculate the toll cost according to it, whether it is multi axle, so those kind of things. So this duration and toll cost, driver cost, everything is calculated based on the input, and the total cost it would say. So it's saying like 1,46,000 is based on the price which is involved, including the toll, driver and everything. So he can give a better bit based out of this, rather than just saying which on a constant basis, like a fixed cost. Instead of, he can come up with dynamic stuff like this. And the next feature is analysis. So this is something which we the idea which popped up as like last minute of something like I would say like what it is. So if the person who is driving is going on a wrong direction or is violating the traffic rules. So to relate this problem to a much ground level, I would say like government has mandated a law such that after 2020, before 2020 or 21 April, all the commercial vehicles has to be fitted with GPS, and the data has to be shared with the state government. So once the government is having the GPS data, and if they are able to make an analysis, so we just try to make a simulation out of it. So this is a here map API embedded, and from back end we are supplying a mock live data, like the vehicle is moving slowly in this direction, and when the vehicle is trying to on the top you can see like it shows no violation. So when the vehicle is trying to violate the particular rule, it would say like it has crossed the violation. I'm not sure why it's not working, but okay, I'm not sure why this feature is not working, like something should have been broken from backend side. So the next is like the single pickup and multiple drops. So when the vehicle owner has to plan something like he wants to, he has a X number of trucks and he needs to deliver in Y number of places in a stipulated time. So he has a time limit between which he wants to deliver the particular goods. So by using the here maps API, so how it is done, so if the pickup location is Coimbatore, and here let's assume like he has some 3 or 4 trucks, and one is he wants to deliver to Chennai, and is giving an estimate of like this is just a day calculation we had, rather than going very complex, we just had a day calculation. So you can add a drop point. So Bangalore is 1, and Bangalore is giving somewhere between 8 and 12. Next is Mysore. So it will take hardly 3 hours from Bangalore, so we assume like it should show the right data. Okay, so it's asking to retry with better timings. I mean, the time which would take for that particular trip has to match with the requirements what we give, so that it can show like the better prediction rate what could happen. So I'll take a better stuff which I have out of it. Okay, fine. I'll skip this feature. It may take some time. So, and the next one is, as I said, the truck drivers application. And so this is like very simple application which could suit for the feature phone. So like as this particular event was sponsored by Jio, and we thought like why not use a Jio phone which is built out of like iOS is the OS which is powering the phone, and the progressive web apps are very good. I mean, it is supported widely in the feature phone. So from the feature phone we will be able to take the location out of it, and we would be able to like if the driver wants to share his live location, so he will be able to share it directly with the contractor or whoever is associated with the trip, and he can enter the phone number and share his live location. So this is the live location where we are in, currently the laptop is in, and he can also notify the contractor like about the trip, anything, whether he has reached the pickup point or drop point. So I have integrated Twilio with it, and it sends a message to the driver, I mean to the associated person whoever is it. And yeah, so I've used the following stuff like for dashboard view material design, the stuffs which you could have seen in like this comes out of, and the dashboard which is showing, and here maps API was used to show the fleet location and everything, and trips view bootstrap type ahead was the one which is used to show the suggestions when you're typing the locations, and view table 2 was used to like show the data, and add and delete functions were, I mean the features were used. And for trip calculator analysis, like here maps toll and routing APIs were used, and live map and violation check also, like we use here maps API. Scheduler here maps polyline API and OR algorithm was used. And with respect to the Inigo application, so it's a very simple application. We made it such that it would suit for a feature phone and the display which is like 3-inch or something like that, so that like in that application also we will be able to show the here maps stuff, and routing, simple routing can be shown. So just like that, like rather than showing a complex routing, like in JioPhone it would take 3 to 5 minutes for Google Maps to get loaded because of the complexity involved. So like we thought, why not show just the data, I mean rather than going too complex, within the time what we got, we try to build like rather than just showing the directions, because they won't be using it for a whole trip and just for a few distance they will be using. So why not show the data just into the list? And yeah, any questions out there? Yeah.
It doesn't give you a navigation API.
Navigation API it gives. So polyline, why we chose is like it would say, I mean I'll check whether I have an example for it. I mean
because in Google Maps you can just put the to and from and it will draw the polyline for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that?
So here maps has that, and wait, I'll have a recording maybe. So once you give the input, it would say like this, like say you have 2 or 3 more number of trucks. Say you are given like 5 trucks, and that particular stuff can be achieved within 2 trucks. So what I try to convey through this particular solution is like within 2 trucks, 2 different directions. Say like if you're planning from Chennai to Bangalore and then Mysore. So if Bangalore and Mysore is just 3 hours distance away, so within the same, using the same truck you can deliver it. So with the same color line, it will try to navigate to both Chennai, Bangalore and Mysore. So that's why we use polyline could be the best representation of it. So that's the purpose we use. But it also gives the navigation API. And one advantage with here maps, what we felt is like the complexity would be much lesser than using a Google Maps. Like Google Maps, the GCP console is little bit kind of complexity, and here maps you get like, if you register with your here maps as a developer, you will get 2.5 lakhs hit as a free. Even with your personal ID you will be able to get it, and any simple websites you can use it, like the here maps static stuff. Yeah. Sorry?
Live tracking, what has been used, which API is used for live tracking?
So the live tracking, as of now we just hard coded it just to show like multiple stuffs. And which one you are asking, like the live location or?
Live location.
Yeah, so live location we take the data from the browser. So
The violation check for that violation check.
yeah, okay. So for that the routing API, I guess. So in the routing API you have to give the dimensions. I mean the latlons, the continuous latlon has to be supplied to it.
To the here map itself.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a function.
Yeah, it's a function of here map, which only some of the countries are there, and India is also one of it. And it will say like when the continuous locations are transferred, it will say like what is the condition which is violated. So I mean, for this particular, this is how it was supposed to show, like entering link for forbidden driving direction. So this is supposed like towards an in the opposite direction the driver is trying to throw. So from the GPS data itself, they will be government will be able to find and fine or anything they can be doing with it. Yeah.
Are you storing all the details in the backend? So like every violation or anything that happens, are you storing that somewhere and then analyzing that later? Like is there any kind of analysis that you're giving to the owner data that this driver?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for the hackathon purpose, what we did is we just get the live. I mean, assume like it's a mock data, and so whatever the stuffs which we showed, right? So it is not the live data which is coming out of a vehicle. It's a mock data which we try to stimulate and then show it such that the person is violating a rule. So this can be used for any purpose which suits the needs. Any other questions? Yeah. Thank you.